Hi, I'm Captain Chris. Welcome to the tip of the day. We have a Racor diesel fuel filter here, and I just want to show you very quickly, very simply how you can open it up and change it. If your engine is struggling, you can look through this clear bowl to see if there's any water or debris inside here.
What color would it normally be inside there?
Well, in America, the diesel fuel would be a cranberry cherry red color, but the water would be black. It would appear to be black anyway. So if you've got debris in here and you're suspecting that the filter is dirty and you need to change it, you need to locate this valve wherever it may be aboard your boat. For our demonstrator purpose, I'm going to turn off the fuel valve here so no fuel can migrate in or migrate back out when you open the top of the fuel filter. So we've got the isolation valve closed, no fuel can migrate. Open the T-handle, pull out the T-handle. Notice there's a red rubber O-ring right here at the end of my finger. And then I'll pull the cap off and notice that there's a black rubber O-ring on the cap. I'll just put this back in place. When you buy the new filter, you get a new red O-ring and a new black O-ring. I'll set those down and then I'll grab the filter, I'll twist and turn and pull it out. And mind you, this is a demonstrator, so we don't have red diesel fuel in here to drain back into the body, but you can see how filthy dirty this pleated filter is. So I'm making it simple for the demonstration. I'll take this out, I'll put it in a bucket on the side, and I've got my brand new filter hiding in the back. So a brand new filter will be white or beige in appearance. Put that back in, and mind you, we've got fuel in here, so never do that because everything will splash out. So work it down slowly and easily, get it down in there. Now you've got to prime this because the diesel fuel may only be this high inside of the chamber, so you may have to use your valve to flood fuel backwards into this to fill it, or you may have to have a red jug off on the side somewhere that you can actually fill it from the top, fill it from the top, fill it from the top until it's primed all the way up.
And why don't you have a yellow jug that size?
Yellow jugs denote diesel fuel, red jugs are gasoline. They just don't make yellow jugs in the 1 gallon size. 5 gallons is the smallest that I have seen.
And why do you want a smaller container?
Because diesel fuel is heavy. If you've got a 5 gallon jug, it weighs, I don't know, 5 times 7. It's a pretty heavy jug.
There you go.
So we've got a new O-ring in there. We changed that off camera. We'll put that back on. It may be spring loaded like this. We've also changed that red rubber O-ring gasket. Put that in place and line up the T-handle. Get it to screw back in. Now remember, these are O-ring seals, so you don't need wrenches. Just one good umph with your hand. So I'm just going to go umph. That's good enough. We're not ready to start the engine. We have to open this valve. So again, this valve on my demonstrator is here, but on your boat it might be 1 or 2 or 10 feet back behind you, closer to the fuel tank. So we'll open the valve. Now you can go ahead and start the engine. So the last thing I want to show to you is this gauge. Everybody wants to think it's a pressure gauge. It's actually a vacuum gauge. So you can see here the needle is in the white area, but if the needle moves up into the yellow area, that's caution. You may need to change the filter soon. And if it's in the red area, you will need to change the filter now.
And where does that go?
This will replace the T-handle on top. So you'll remove that and screw this in its place so you can see how much vacuum or how much effort the fuel pump has to suck the fuel through the dirty fuel filter. So if you've got questions about this, we can answer you 2 ways. One, you can join us for our classes here in Vero Beach. Our next classes are scheduled in September 23, also October 23. We'll teach you about this, oil changes, generators, diesel engines, We'll teach you everything from an owner's perspective. DIY Introduction to Boat Systems. Thanks for watching.
Ask Captain Chris.